This t-shirt retails for $150, but on StockX, the resale price is as high as $450, a 200% markup. For just one t-shirt. Here's the key. Good fabric helps, and a clean neck label helps too. But what makes people willing to pay triple isn't those things. It's a massive edge-to-edge print that covers the entire shirt. Hellstar and Represent have built 9-figure empires on this one design principle. And until recently, you couldn't replicate it on demand. That look meant bulk manufacturing and high minimums. But now, everything has changed. I'll explain it with data, and then I'll show you exactly how to do it. For the past 10 years, POD has been stuck on one standard, a 12 by 16 inch print area. That was fine in the Supreme era. Small box logo, done. But the meta has shifted. We're in the era of maximalism. Big, loud, visually aggressive graphics. And the brands winning right now have trained customers to expect prints that run from the collar seam to the bottom hem. If your designs still sit in that little 12 x 16 box, customers can spot it instantly. It reads as cheap merch, not brand. Case study 1, Hellstar. Chaotic, loud, impossible to ignore. But under the airbrushed graphics is a ruthless business model built on what I call visual dominance. 3 data points. 1, sellout velocity. Hellstar's capsule drops sell out in minutes. The traffic spikes are driven by the visual impact of the Jumbo designs themselves. Hellstar's graphic-heavy tees retail at $150 and trade between $300 and $450 on StockX and Grailed. Within the same brand, the loudest, most graphic pieces are the ones that hold price. The print is doing the heavy lifting. Third, the walking billboard effect. By extending graphics from the neck seam to the hem, every customer becomes a mobile advertisement. In a crowded Instagram feed, a jumbo print makes people stop scrolling. Because of this, they quickly grew to over 600,000 followers. The product itself is the advertising budget. So, a small chest print can't carry a premium price. The big canvas is what makes a premium believable. It's the price of admission. The hype and the scarcity are a separate game, but you can't even get in it without the canvas. Represent. If Hellstar represents American hype marketing, then Represent proves this model can be scaled up. The Heaton brothers took it from a bedroom project to over £100 million in annual revenue. And a massive pillar of that revenue is one graphic program, the Owners Club collection. The Owners Club hoodies and t-shirts are probably the most successful graphic items of the last 5 years, selling hundreds of thousands of units from basically one design. And the design physics matter here. The success relies on what's called the high-yoke placement. The graphic spans the entire upper back, right up near the collar, creating this broad, structured silhouette. Here's why that matters for pricing. Represent t-shirts sell for over $100 and hoodies for over $200. At this price point, the product has to feel substantial. On a luxury heavyweight blank, a standard 12 x 16 print looks like a sticker. A jumbo print that integrates with the garment's cut feels like manufacturing, not printing. That's what let them compete with Balenciaga and Palm Angels instead of competing with cheap merch. You saw the data, wanted to get in, and then hit a wall because the samples you order from your POD provider come back looking wrong. That's the pod look, and it comes from 3 problems. First, the floating rectangle. Your design sits in a small box in the middle of the shirt with awkward dead space above and below. Second, the sticker feel. Thick ink layers that feel like a plastic shield and create that sweat patch effect. Finally, homogeneity. 90% of brands use the same handful of providers, so 90% of brands look identical. You cannot replicate Hellstar or Represent with amateur tools. You need industrial capability. This is exactly the gap PODpartner was built to close. 3 things make it different. First, true jumbo capability. A 24 by 24 inch print area covering the entire front or back of the garment. edge-to-edge designs that run from the collar seam down to the hem. And critically, high-yoke placement, printing within 1 inch of the collar seam, the exact represent aesthetic, so the design sits right on the shoulder blades. Second, the hardware. Industrial Brother GTX 600 systems. 300 DPI at full 24-inch scale, so typography and fine lines stay razor sharp. And an sRGB color gamut with Innobella textile inks, the neon brights and deep blacks the Hellstar aesthetic demands, instead of dull standard CMYK. Third, and this was the one most people miss, vertical integration. A 24 by 24 print loaded with ink will warp and sag a lightweight blank. PODpartner owns both the garment factory and the print facility, so every heavyweight tee and hoodie is engineered to carry that ink load. The fabric and the print are built for each other. Of course, there's still no minimum order, no membership fees, no inventory. Just upload your design and produce on demand. And here's what most people miss. The print is only half of what makes Hellstar and Represent feel like brands instead of merch. The other half is everything around it. With PODpartner, you're not just getting a printer, you're getting an entire garment factory. You're getting the garment factory. So beyond the 24x24 Jumbo DTG, premium embroidery, up to 15 colors, DST files, your logo stitched into the garment instead of printed on top. That's the detail that reads as luxury on a hoodie. Custom branding produced with every order. Your own neck labels, hang tags, and printed poly bags, so the package that lands on your customer's doorstep looks like a brand, not a fulfillment center. And free personalization built in? Let customers add their own names or numbers, the same made-to-order angle that prints money on Etsy. One factory, on demand, no minimums. That's the difference between selling a printed shirt and selling a brand. Here's the bottom line. The market rewards the bold. Customers can spot a cheap standard-size print from a mile away, and they'll pay a premium, but only for a premium experience. You no longer need $1 million factory to produce $1 million design. 24 by 24 canvas, the industrial hardware, the embroidery, the custom branding, the heavyweight blanks, they're all available on demand now. The link is in the description. Start your design with PODpartner today. And if you want me to break down the exact design specs for a high-yoke print, drop a comment and I'll make that video next. See you in the next video.